Hey Mavericks fans, Harrison Graham back with another video here. But first, if you're a true MFFL, if you bleed Dallas Mavericks blue, all you got to do is like this video. I know there's a lot of drama, a lot of controversy right now, but hey, you can't bail on your team. So hit that thumbs up icon if you love the Mavs. And with that being said, big video planned for you guys right now. You're watching Dallas Mavericks Today. I am your host, Harrison Graham, back with some Mavericks rumors for you guys. And perhaps some news is just around the corner as we got to talk about the GM search. Michael Finley, is he going to be the next basketball or president of basketball operations, a.k.a. the GM? It could be trending that way. The report from Marc Stein is that they are, quote, strongly considering making Michael Finley the president of basketball operations to replace Donnie Nelson. Now, he has served under Donnie Nelson as the VP of basketball ops, and I think most importantly to why he probably has a good chance of landing this gig, Cuban trusts Michael Finley, and so does Dirk Nowitkzi, who is back in the fold, helping Cuban out with this GM and coaching search. So I think those things matter at the end of the day. Quote from Marc Stein, Dallas is strongly considering elevating one of Nowitzki's favorite former teammates, Michael Finley, to be the team's head of basketball operations and would add to the group with an external hire even if Finley gets the job. So they're saying, okay, even if we promote Michael Finley, they'll still bring someone from the outside to help assist him, which I think I'd be fine with that. I'm fine with promoting Finley if an external voice enters the equation. I don't want this to just be Cuban's pals running the show because we've kind of done that, or they've kind of done that in Dallas, and I think a little bit of change, some new voices would be a good thing. I'm okay with promoting Michael Finley. He's drawn some interest across the league. He interviewed for the Bulls GM vacancy last summer, so it's not like he's not highly regarded, but bring some external voices into the mix as well. That's all I will say if they do promote Michael Finley. So should they? What do you guys think? Should Finley be the next GM, the president of basketball operations for your Dallas Mavericks? Type Y for yes, type N for no. Again, I'm fine with it as long as someone else enters the equation, and I'm not talking about Poker Bob. Get someone else in there if you are Mark Cuban to get an external voice. And, new ideas are good. There's no doubt about that. So Y for yes or N for no. Something I'm not fine with, which we'll explore now, Marc Stein had this quote as well. The Mavericks are not pursuing established executives like Toronto's Masai Ujiri or Danny Ainge, the former Boston president of basketball operations, to replace Nelson, according to a person with knowledge on the team's intentions. Those executives would surely want more autonomy than what Cuban is willing to cede. This is what I'm not fine with, because this leads me back to what I'm saying. Oh, Cuban could just have his buddies in the front office, and Cuban has a major say in basketball decisions. That's very Jerry Jones-esque for you Dallas sports fans, not just fans of the Mavericks, where Jerry Jones always wants a big piece of the pie. He always wants a decent level of control, and now Cuban's kind of got a little bit of that in him as well. We've seen that in the past when he overrode Donnie Nelson, who wanted to draft Giannis years ago, and instead they traded down to draft Shane Larkin so they could save a few $100,000 to pursue Dwight Howard in free agency. That was obviously a terrible decision by Mark Cuban. I'm not saying he shouldn't have any involvement. I'm saying whoever's the next GM, Michael Finley, Masai, or someone else, which, by the way, not even interviewing Masai Ujiri is stupid. He's been fantastic for Toronto. What I'm saying is whoever the GM is, they should have final say. That is what the general manager does. They make all of the basketball decisions, but it seems like Cuban wants a decent chunk of that pie, which I don't really love. Do you want Mark Cuban making basketball decisions? Hell yeah or hell nah? Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I'm not saying he can't be involved at all. I'm saying he should not be the overriding factor just because he owns the team. You got to know when it's time to step back. I think Cuban should take just a little bit of a step back with basketball decision-making. Today's show is sponsored by the News Break app, and if you want to get all of your news alerts, your stories, sports or otherwise, all onto one feed, download Newsbreak, because that's what it does for you. It syncs up with your zip code, and you get all your stories all on one feed on your phone. And you can download the app today at chatsports.com/MavsNB. Local news, weather, politics, food, pop culture, other sports content as well. A lot of articles. You can find the Dallas Morning News, some ESPN articles, whatever it is. And you can follow us at Mavericks Today on Newsbreak as well. More of our videos are on the Newsbreak app. Use our link to support the show. It's chatsports.com/MavsNB. You plug that link into Safari, Google Chrome, whatever it is on your phone, by the way, only a mobile app. It'll redirect you to the App Store, and you can download Newsbreak right there. Use that link. It really helps us out, and we would greatly appreciate it. Let's talk a little Luka Doncic now, as Jason Terry hopped on SiriusXM Radio and obviously was asked about the Mavericks' ongoing drama, Kristaps, Luka. I wanted to focus on Doncic, on what Jason Terry had to say. Obviously, the rumors have been rampant about Luka's future in Dallas. Oh, he's upset about Donnie Nelson not being in the fold anymore. Had that beef with Rick Carlisle, which is why he walked away. Does he want to stay long term? Now, Jason Terry says he's not buying into those rumors. He thinks Luka is here to stay, and I've told you guys I fully expect and believe that Luka will sign the supermax for at least the near-term future. He will be here for the next few years. The question is, will he be Dirk-like and be here for 12, 15 plus years? We'll have to wait and see. And if Jason Terry says that, I believe him to a certain extent, because he's still very well connected within the Mavericks organization. Here's what Jet had to say on this one. I know Cuban and the powers that be to do the right things to put the necessary pieces around him. And he loves the city of Dallas. I mean, that's the city that gave him his start. And when you watch him play, he wears that city on his chest and on his back. He's all in when it comes to Dallas. So I don't buy into the rumors, and I haven't seen anything or heard anything of it from his end. And again, just to emphasize this point, Luka Doncic will sign the supermax. He's not turning down $201 million over the following 5 years after next season, because next year will be the final year of his rookie contract, which will make about $10 million. He's not turning down $200 million. He's just not going to do it, because if he does and wants to sign a max on another team, he's going to leave about $40 or $50 million on the table, and I just do not believe he's going to do that. So Luka will be here, for at least the next 5 or 6 years. Could he demand a trade in the middle of this supermax contract extension? Like, say the Mavs are through 2024 and they still haven't won a playoff series. That would be 3 more seasons, because this next year's is last year was rookie deal, 22-23, 23-24, first 2 years of that supermax. If they still haven't won a playoff series by then, could Luka demand a trade? Be like, hey, I'm in my mid-20s now. We haven't won a damn thing here in Dallas. I want to win elsewhere because it's not happening here. I don't know. I don't necessarily think that'll happen. I trust Jet. I trust that the Mavs will make some of the right moves to get the right pieces around Luka. But hey, that proverbial clock, it's ticking the second he signs that supermax contract. So you got to get the right pieces around him, and that starts with the GM and coach, whoever that ends up being for the Dallas Mavericks. So big offseason, both in the front office, the coaching staff, and obviously the player personnel as well. What do you do with KP? Do you bring back Tim Hardaway Jr.? Big decisions coming in the next couple of months. How concerned are you about Luka staying long-term? And when I mean long-term, I mean, how about for a third contract? He's signing the supermax. You can book that. But beyond that, are you concerned? I am concerned beyond that. I'll give it about a 7. Now, I think, again, he'll be here for the next handful of years, but even 5 years, he's only 26, 27 at that point. That's like entering your prime in NBA years. So scale it from 1 to 10. How concerned are you about Luka staying in Dallas for the long term? You guys should subscribe to Mavericks Today, and a lot of you guys have over the past week or two, because we're cranking out videos almost every single day for you guys, myself, sometimes Chase Sr. as well, but we want you guys to keep up to date with the latest Mavs news, rumors, free agency coverage as well, maybe a little bit of draft stuff. No first-round pick this year, but we'll certainly explore some second-round targets. Also, we'll cover it all. YouTube.com/MavsTV. Just hit that big red button and subscribe today. Josh Richardson, is he going to be back or nah? I don't know. 50-50, I'd say. I mean, that player option of $11.6 million probably sounds pretty good to Jay Rich right now, because let's be honest, he did not play well at all this past season. Had a decent chunk in the middle of the year where he played fairly well, but there's no doubt that the Mavericks lost the Seth Curry trade. There's just no way around it. Seth Curry was tremendous for the 76ers. Obviously, he's not a great defender, but Jay Rich's defense slipped tremendously this year as well. He was average at best in that area, and you brought him in here to be a physical perimeter defender next to Luka Doncic, and he was kind of league average. That's just not good enough, especially with how poorly he shot the ball from the outside. Please, opt out, Josh Richardson. Just do it. Someone will give you, $8, $10, $12 million per year because teams always overpay. The Mavericks got to get out of Josh Richardson's deal. That would clear some extra cap space. That would give him more money to work with this offseason. But you never know what's going to happen because coming off a bad year, he definitely could decide to opt in. Now, just to outline how bad this trade ended up playing out, you look at the raw numbers, you're like, oh, we average similar points per game, blah, blah, blah. The shooting splits, though, my goodness, 33% from three. Curry shot 45% from three. If Jay Rich was a lockdown defender, that'd be different. He wasn't locked down, not even close. And then, oh, God, my eyes are already starting to bleed as my producer showed me this graphic not on screen, and now it is on screen. Holy cow. Look at this. This is what you got from the big offseason trade in the playoffs. You couldn't even play him. That's how bad he was. He only played 13 minutes per game. Just a disaster for the Dallas Mavericks. So hopefully he opts out, and if he does opt in, maybe you can flip him and just get him out that way as well. Listen, you win some trades, you lose some. But in hindsight, that was an absolutely brutal trade for the Dallas Mavericks. Hopefully it doesn't pay off in a bad way down the road, because Seth Curry at $8 million per year for 2 more years, that's one of the best bargains in the NBA. Grade Josh Richardson's play this season. Type A, B, C, D, or F. F for effing awful, if you ask me. Let me know what you guys think on this one, and we will see you next time here on Dallas Mavericks Today.